everybody, it's Friday the 1st of May today. Goodness, you won't credit it, would you? I've just been stood trying to work out which way the wind's blowing so that I can put it on the right side of my coat. And it's really, really cool. I've had to put my hood up so I look like Nanook of the North. I don't know whether you were looking for a video diary yesterday, but I didn't do a video diary such as the ones that we've been looking at. It absolutely threw it down. So instead we did a Facebook Live, which you can still find on our Visit Fylde Coast page, and we did it from my desk. Somebody had sent me a picture that they'd found when they were presumably clearing somebody's stuff out of one of the old buildings on Victoria Road West. So it had arrived in the post the day before, so we unpacked that and then we looked at some other stuff. And it's the first time I've done a Facebook Live inside. So we did actually, I actually learned quite a few things doing that, because the rain was hammering down on the Velox. So the sound was, well, quite a lot of rain. And I didn't have the camera near enough to what we were looking at. But we'll know for next time. So today, we're going to have a quick walk across the Pebbles. It's really cool. We have this running conversation at Shea Rabbit about whether or not May or April is a better month, and Kevin's always convinced that May's lovely. What have I told you? Every year May's lovely. And I keep saying to him, it's not. It's usually nice round about Easter. And then you get to May, and May's awful. It's awful quite often, but he's not having any. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see who's right and wrong. Apparently it's going to brighten up this weekend. So you'll have to sit with your feet in a bucket of water and splash your toes about as if you were paddling, and watch all our walk on the beach videos from the comfort of your living room. And then before you know it, we'll all be able to come out again and be able to do what we like to do. I can't get over how clean the beach is. They've kept saying on the national media that there's a lot more wildlife about, and they said last night, I don't know that there's a lot more wildlife about. I think it's just that people are noticing it, and I think that's perhaps true, because there's less, I don't know, there's less going on in the surroundings. There's less sort of traffic and hustle and bustle, and less to do and less pressure. So you take more notice of what's happening around you. And I certainly notice more. I'm doing Mrs. Doolittle in my back garden, and I've got my bird feeders out, and I'm trying to attract various different things, and I've got quite a few birds setting up camp, which is nice. But you can see the difference in the weather, because last week when we were walking down the beach last week in the sunshine, it was really, I say really busy, not like the M1 obviously. It really quite a lot of people about, and today, because it's cold, it's quiet. It's very quiet. It is cold though, I must admit. Puts apples in your cheeks. Puts apples in your cheeks and makes your face rosy. So we'll have a little walk across this flat sand. I've not got my wellies on today, so I need to be careful where I actually walk, because I don't really want to end up sludged up Much as I love you all, I don't want to end up sludged up. Anyway, I'd just like to say thank you to everybody that subscribed to our YouTube channel this week. We don't get any funding from councils or anything like that to publish Visit Falco, so everything we do, we finance ourselves. So most of our living comes from selling advertising. We try to make it as interesting as we can. We're not into just ramming adverts down your throat. But obviously in these times, people are not interested in advertising businesses because everybody's shut. So we're looking at other ways to earn income to enable us to carry on doing what we do. And one of the ways that we can do that is by running adverts on our YouTube channel. But in order to do that, you've got to have a minimum number of subscribers, and I'm not there yet. So if you can get anybody that you know to sign up, that would be a huge help. Because like everybody, we've got to earn a living and we've got to pay our costs. It actually costs quite a lot each year just to keep Visit Falco online. It's such a big website, and we've got to cover all those costs. So we're heading in the direction of Mary's Shell. Somebody had put a comment on Facebook the other day that it looks a bit pants at the minute because it's eroded around the base, and I would tend to agree with that. The beach is carved away quite markedly. I mean, it's not normally as built up here where we're walking at the minute. So the beach is built up here, but it's eroded around the base of the shell, so you can see all the footings and the bottom of it, which you're not supposed to be able to see. That's supposed to be under the beach. But I'm sure it will build back up once the weather starts picking up and we've got calmer, flatter seas. So that's the lovely Shell. We'll walk up the steps. Did you laugh the other day when I walked up the steps? I sounded like an old woman. I went puffing to the top of the steps. So that's Russell Beach. Obviously that's the cafe. That's Russell Beach, where we do our beach cleans. We being the Russell Beach Residents and Community Group, to give it its full Sunday name. And this is the relatively new stepped sea defences joining up to Blackpool. So these steps, as you'll have heard me say before, are part of the sea wall. And you can see there's a proper staircase which is set into the revetment, so I'm going to walk up that because they're easy to climb. I don't think I feel quite as out of condition as I did when I started doing these walks. So it's got to be a bright side to most things, isn't there? So here we are at the end of our signs of life. She's tidying up her shutters. Here we are at the end of our walk for today. So I will love you and leave you. Plenty other videos to watch on our YouTube channel. Hundreds of pages of content to read on Visit Cleveleys and Visit Falcoast. Stay safe, stay home, look after yourself and your family, and we'll see you next week.